Om Bhayotivo Prithvi Bhayotivo Antariksham Bhayotivo Do Bhayotivo Apo Bhayotivo Parvataha Bhayotivo Devo Manushyaha Tasmat Jayo Manusyanam Mahtam Prapnuvanti Dhena Palam Shaivaivate Ato Jalpa Kalahino Vishuna Upavalina Te Athaji Praho Dhena Palam Shaivaivate Bhavanti Dhanam Pasasraiti Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Look, the earth is meditating, the space is in meditation, the heavenly abodes and the waters and the gods and humans all are meditating. And that among the humans who have achieved the highest, they got it by the benefit of being partially meditative in their life. But those who don't meditate, they are living very little life. They are mean, unkind, and fighting with each other all the time with lower propensities. Therefore, the impact of meditation is that they become great. Therefore, you start meditating. Do Upasana, practice of meditation. So this is the call of our Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad. It says that look at the whole universe. Everything is calm and serene and all are quiet. We, the people, are only disturbed. We look only into the right troublesome things of the apparent universe, but we rarely see the inner beauty, the calmness, the serenity in the world. So the Rishi, the Upanishad is saying, is calling us, come, let us meditate. And you achieve everything by meditation. The greatness of life, the great achievement of peace and concentration is received by meditation. So dhanam brahmeti vaste. So that person who starts focusing on meditation and does meditate on Brahman, they reach the end that much it can take him. Yavat dhyan sagatam, as much as the dhyan can take him, it can take to that ultimate end. And what it takes there, tatra so yatha kamo charo bhavati. There is, because of the fulfillment of all desires, he can move anywhere freely and they become liberated totally. They are the people who is to be worshipped in life. So this is the end result of our practice of meditation. Manushyanam mahattam prapnuvanti. Those who attain to the greatness of life, they are meditators. That is the conclusion of the Chandogya Rishi. And those who don't, they have to live in a mean life. Those who don't meditate, they are quarrelsome. Upavadina kalahina. Kalahina means quarrelsome. They live with little petty alpa. Alpa means very small-minded, very little. All means they live with a very little petty body, mind, emotion, ego, and this and around that. The whole life rotates around that. That's why it says they are all power. Upanishad is very gentle. That's called the Devo Bhasha, the language of the gods. So they use the word all power. That's a big, strong word for them. But for us, it's nothing. For them, it's little. But they say they are all live in very petty and little things in life. And those who live high, those who live great life, they are the meditators. And meditating ultimately on Brahman, they become Brahman. Sarvadevanda Brahmo iti upasthit. Those people who meditate on him as Brahman and they attain to that impact of that Brahman. Yavat dhyanasya gatim. As much the meditation absorption is there, so much is the achievement of life. So this is, we have read from the Patanjali's Yoga philosophy, the concentration, Swamiji talks about concentration. We look at the life of Ramakrishna Vivekananda, we find where gets Swami Vivekananda so much power. He was called, he was Dhyan Siddha. He was adept in meditation. How Ramakrishna got him? He said that his mind soared higher up and up. Up means what? Not in alcohol. That eternal truth. Mind was soaring higher up and up and up. And he said, gods and goddesses, his mind is going up. They saw the plane of gods and goddesses and divine entities. And he said that his mind soared into a realm where even gods and goddesses are not permitted to enter there. They have not done that much holy work, not lived that much great life that they can enter there. And there he found 7 sages in deep contemplation and meditation. And Naren is one of them. Saptarishi. So what he was doing there? He was doing nothing. He was absorbing samadhi. That's why to bring him down to the plane of duality. God of the universe has to take his mind, and that mind ultimately take the form of a child. And he has to embrace him and say, hey, I am going down, come down with me. So he opened his eyes and nodded his head, and that is the birth of Swami Vivekananda. So our goal is there, come from there. And we have left our home for a long time. So we are happy with the play in the world, but getting battering from all corners. That is the place as Patanjali has described. All the Avidya, Smita, Raga, Desha, all these places, troubles, we are all getting battered by all these lower things. So we'll have to go back only by meditation. And the end result of meditation is enough of this seeing of petty things. Let us go back to my eternal home, which I have forgotten. No? It is called God realization in one word. Another word, it is not realization, it's going back to home. To be established in our own Sarupa. What I am, what is our nature. It's Vedanta, but we go to hear from Patanjali saying, he says, Tada drashtu sarvavasthanam. At that point, drashta, the witness, who I am, observing the world, getting mixed with it, thinking I am this, my suffering, my pleasure, because of the drashta samyoga, connection. And all the troubles of my life, all joy, the fun of life is going on, endless. birth and death and cycles of coming and going on. So it is said that we have to go back. The end result of meditation is tada, at that point, drashtuhu, this drashta, which is I saw, I ate, I slept, I was happy, I was unhappy, I like, I dislike, I. That person, tada, drashtuhu, that drashta, who is now identified with this body, mind and all this, and suffering according to Patanjali, all the kleshas, all the troubles and pains, Swarupe Avastha, get established. When the vrittis of the mind, the ripples of the mind, the connection with the world and attaching with this is released from that. That's why we are just wandering in the marketplace of this earth, world, and begging like a beggar. Give me love, give me this, give me that. We are not beggar all the time, begging. We will be not begging anymore. We will become kevala only. That's why this Patanjali ends with kaivalya pada. Kevala, onlyness, that means. That is the end result of this meditation. Tada tushtu sarupya avasthanam. Raja, we are all kings, emperors. And emperors, sometimes some emperors, we are all inheritors of our own kingdom. Not one kingdom, all of our heritage. But forgetting that, we may sometimes mentally deranged, no? We think we are intelligent people, but in this sense we are all mentally deranged. Because we have our eternal home. We have our infinite store of energy and power and peace and joy. And we are wandering in the world with petty, this, that. It is not a derangement of the thought of the mind. It says, now come to senses. When we can stop these ripples of the mind, no more being affected by the impact of these objects and its reactions, then mind becomes calm and serene. I don't want anything, detached. And then yesterday we heard that it is ekotattva bhasa. We start meditating on one object, and that is called God. In meditation path, our Guru gives us mantra, or gives us the form of the divine or the formless. Patanjali suggested you can take light, meditate on the light. You can meditate on the holy people's heart. You can meditate on anything beautiful that attracts. You can meditate on your good inspirational dream. Wherever you start, go and stop the ripples of the lake of the mind. And that will lead to the goal of drashta. Those who are, I am the observer, I'll be able to establish my Swarupa, eternal home, my own kingdom. So it is not God realization. It's not realization means it is not getting something. It's not grabbing that I have not, I will have it only. It is called praptasya prapti, which is yours. You get it again. That is the Vedantic example. Vedantic example is like dasamas tamas. That very famous story of the Vedantas. Always the 10 people are crossing the river and then crossed and they started crying and weeping, finding that one of them is missing. And crying and everyone counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one is gone. And then crying and weeping, some wise people, Guru comes forward and said, hey, why are you crying? We are crying in our life. We have lost our own peace. And I depend on someone to fulfill that. And I'm such a beggar. Help me. Who will help me? And then Guru understood the point and pointed out, you're missing one. No, he didn't say anything. And he said, Dasamasna, thou art that 10th. You're searching for the 10%, you miss yourself. Yeah, you. So this is the Sarupa. This is our eternal abode. We have, as it were, we have lost, like the example with the chain, or the what you call the, or something, glass, we miss and search for everywhere to find ultimately it is in mind. And here itself. So similarly, this Sarupa is attained. And Patanjali suggests that it can, step by step meditation can take to vitarka, vicharo, ananda, smita, samadhi, anugamat, sampragata. You can attain deeper meditation, leads us to samadhi. Samadhi may be sampragata, samadhi may be asampragata, samadhi may be savicharo, nirvicharo, sananda, nira, ananda, sananda, or non-nirananda, not nirananda, it is sananda with ananda or smita, like that. We don't need not to go on all these details on the technical things. So this much we can understand. Meditation, we can continue. Then what it will take us to the higher and higher and higher realm of reality, ultimately to find that I am established in myself. I come back home. So, Pragya, and when we reach this type of step-by-step development, then what happens? It is said that Ritam Yuharapasya Pragya. Tatra, as a Ritam and Sattam, their heart becomes filled with Pragya, with wisdom, and saturated with the wisdom of truth. What is truth? That is what is the essential divine nature. No trace of any false perception. That state will be attained. That's called the Sattva Darshan, vision of the absolute reality. What is that? To understand that I know everything. I have nothing to know from this material world anymore. But the Upanishad says, Kasminnu bhavo vidyate sarvamidam vigyatam bhavati iti. Sir, could you teach me that knowing one by which I can know everything? Is there any such subject we can know? Yes, that can be known. And then the example came as by knowing a piece of gold, you know gold, then all types of ornament made of gold you know. You know the clay. All the items made of clay in hundreds and thousands of forms, it is one. So you know the self, then you know everything because that is the constituting ingredient of the reality. So that is called the Sattva Darshan, the vision of the truth. And what is that vision of truth? Immediate result. I know what is to be known. Nothing to search for. Even intelligent people are searching to know more knowledge. And that is the end of knowledge. Go to any specialist, heart specialist, ask him or her, do you know everything? Stop in the world. Does he know everything about heart? Does he know everything about brain? Does he know everything about kidney? If you're talking about the doctors, go to the scientists. Do they know everything about matter? You can go to the level, okay, go deeper and deeper and go to the energy level. You can go to the Higgs boson particle. What after that? What is beyond? You know the stars? Yes, I know. Billions, trillions, some calculation. But is it enough or something more is there? I do not know. Your Hubble telescope catches one ray of light and you say, oh, we got a new star. And what is the new star? It has gone 1 million light year and million years gone. Where is he? God knows. There or not. And what do we know? So there is the end of knowing this way. That's why to know what the constitution of everything, what is the ground of every knowledge. That is the knowledge of the self, upon which all these ripples and waves of millions and billions of trillions and zillions of ideas, thoughts, and actions. So how to know that? Dive deep. That is the path of Dhyana. Mindfulness we started, deepening mindfulness, pratyahara, trying to pull down the mind, and diving deep, holding, called dharana. Dharana deepening, dhyana deepening, to all these levels of samadhi, one after another, and leading ultimately to total absorption. When you call it samadhi, perfect samadhi, then who is meditating and who will meditate? What will meditate? Meditation, meditator, and the meditation object of meditation, the person meditating, and the process of meditation, all then collapse. And that remains what we will say. That's why it's then that mind then flows in dhyana, tatrapati ekotanada. That's the truth. Ekota means unition. All the chords of the heart will be in unison. Music is music when everything goes in the tabla, the vocal expression, the other instruments should be all in tune. Tatra ekotamita. All the chords of the heart, all our emotions, all our thoughts, all our prayer, all our moods, all will be in tune with the thought towards that. And uninterrupted, that's why tatro prati ekotanata, that's the dhyana, that's the meditation. And then it goes further and deeper, tadeva, at the end, Patanjali says, Vibhutipa 2 and 3, Arthamatra Nirvashana. You are meditating on some object, you are thinking of Ramakrishna, or you are thinking of Kali, Mother, whatever, or any form even, and then you meditate in its meaning the consciousness, meaning that reality, the Satchidananda state. And observing here, or you are just merged into it. Only the meaning remains. Object is gone. And then says Sarupa Shuddhanamivo. As if this Sarupa, this physical identity, this identity of time, space, collision in which we live and move and talk, that Sarupa Shuddhanam. Ego, it is not perfect. They're talking about dhyana, that to know samadhi, another step up. But in dhyana, see what is high standard, what is called dhyana, we have to remember. We think that spiritual life is so easy. We have to pay so much attention to this. But it says, Tatrupati Kutamata Dhyana. You have your Ishtadevata, you have your object, whether you are holding on to divine incarnation or into gods or goddesses or into Nirakara or light and impermanence, whatever. But this should be Ekotanata. The soul system will resonate in that tune. Nothing else but that truth. It's a very serious question here. Who can do that? You can, like a bee, fluttering his wings. Ramakrishna gave the example. How long? So long the bee does not know where to get the honey. And when he sits in the flower and starts little sucking, fluttering stops. All unison, the example of unison. Just to understand what is that state of unison. There will be only body, mind, emotion, ego, everyone pointed to us that spiritual goal on which we are focusing our attention, meditation we call. And then doing that to be so absorbed that Tadeva Attu. This meaning of it is only honey, a taste of honey. Still, ego is there and he is enjoying that honey. That is dhyana. In the Patanjali is saying dhyana and then samadhi. As if it's nothing. And pratyahara, then dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That's and 4 stages isn't it quick? It's made 5 minutes. I mean, we were going to explain. We can explain much on the yamas and niyamas and these and pranayama and these 100 types of pranayama. But here, nothing. Quick picks. Pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. But this is the point. The absorption, dhyana, but with intensity of dhyana, what can transform our whole personality. What will happen? That bee will forget that he is a bee. Bee will forget that he has to fly, he is collecting some bee. That I, enjoying, sucking honey, trying to understand, trying to enjoy, experiencing, working hard, all work is stopped. And then only diving deep into that consciousness of joy, joy, joy. And then Patanjali himself says, Attamatra Nirvasam. But in that state, only the meaning of your mantra will remain. Mantra, repeating, flattering, that will also stop. Mantra, what is the meaning of the mantra? That meaning you will be diving deep into the meaning, Attamatra Nirvasam. And then Sarupa Shunnamibo, you will forget that you are a person. You sat for meditation. You are in a particular place in what you call Dallas. You are in the center or in your home or in any place. Forget time, forget the space. I'm not talking about samadhi. It is only for dhyana. And there you lose your sarupa shunnamiva. That is the state it leads. The entering door to samadhi. Tada, if we can continue, verse number 31, not the equal of the path. Tada, if you move on in this way, and a time comes, this absorption takes the mind so deep inside that Sarva Avarana Molo, all this covering aspect what Vedanta teaches. Vedanta, yoga, they get mixed up, no? We think it is separate, it's philosophical separation. Intellectual people can talk and fight forever. But practicing people can understand there's least difference here. So tada, at that point of deep meditation, another jump happens. Where sarvo avaranamalo apitasya. There becomes all the distraction, avarana, covering aspect on the self, our dear nature, which is this world, which is the tribal things of this material person existence, all the items of 5 senses, the senses itself, and the objects of the senses, and our memory of those, and the samskara, all these things. What happened? All our these coverings, this misunderstanding, this is mala. Mala means it is a dust. It is a dust. When it is destroyed, jnanasya anantyas, light and more light and more light and more light comes, and that also leads to saying, because still mind is still thinking, enjoying. When the enjoying, enjoyer and enjoyable, triputi, merges into it by meditation process, then what will happen? Jnanasya anantyas. Sarva avaranamala apetasya, because of the removal or the dropping of all the mala, the dirt and dust and covering, or in the form of stopping our wisdom to manifest, being gone, Jnanasya anantyas, as the knowledge matures. I am reading Patanjali, I am not talking Vedanta. Jnana is that. Jnanasya anantyas, jnana knowledge being infinite, and entering into that infinity should there he attains a fulfillment. Jnam alpam. There's nothing to be. When he comes out of that experience, he will never be expecting that I have to know this again, know this. All the knowledge, Giyam, in this world, what is to be known is alpam. It's so little. And here is so vast experience of the knowledge. That Jnanasya alpam, Jnanasya anantyas, and Giyam alpam. That state comes. That means all the klesha, all the karma is wiping out, and all types of raja, tama, all types of dust and dirt of the mind being eradicated from the mind, then the knowledge, all pervaded knowledge dawns in the heart, spiritual personality. Then, again, for that person, there nothing remains to do. As the Upanishad says, Kasminnu Bhagavam Vijnati Sarvam Idam Vijnatam Bhavati. All these I want to know. I know. What we say in the world, we say he's a knowledgeable person. Who is a knowledgeable person? Who knows many things. But in Vedanta, he knows nothing. Which is allowed in the world, recognized in the world as the most intelligent, most powerful person. He knows this many things, this. Vedanta says he knows nothing. Narada went to his guru and he wanted to learn about what is the ultimate truth. And he approached and said, "Sir, please tell me. I want to know about Brahman." "Hello, first tell me, what do you know?" And he gave a big list of his wisdom. He has got master's degree in astronomy, in metallurgy, in dancing, singing, and this and that. So many. I forgot all the list, no? And in our world of awareness, my God, he's this great sage and inspirer. He knows so many things. And his guru said, "You know nothing. You only have known the names only. You don't know what is that behind." And then he said, "Please teach me." And that the knowledge of the Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, etc. comes there. The point is that place of karma nivritti, what we are struggling for, our whole spiritual struggle is to get out of the place of pancha klesa. So klesa always troubles us because of our sensate experience, and gradually because of such meditation, going towards the light, the more darkness is getting removed and removed. Like, in the early morning, you look at that in one split second, you don't see that sun is coming out, it jumps up. You can think of the Pacific Ocean and you want to see the sun is rising. So you see the sun comes, all the darkness gradually, little by little is removed. No? And the crimson color is coming. No, this is the light, the sun rising here. No? That's why when we chant the mantra. Bhurvasva Tatsavitur Varenyam. We're thinking of the light. That is the Brahman boys are given to learn and teach and every day meditate on that. They don't know the meaning, of course. We ask them to chant, but never explain the meaning. And we also chant, we don't think of the meaning. Within the mantra will bring its own glory. But better, yes, if we know the meaning, it will be much more joyful. To feel that in my heart the sun is rising like that, no? And all the darkness. And in darkness we all get frightened, is it not? When you are alone in the darkness, so many fear, anxieties, worries, everything. We are in ignorance, the darkness. That's why so much of our suffering. Now, the jnana, with new knowledge is wisdom, because by penetrating into the process of meditation, thinking of the whatever the purpose. Jatha vivatu dharana. This Patanjali argument says that you can try whatever methodology you like, whatever process of meditation you want to do. Reach the goal, that's the point. Don't talk. Your path is wrong, right? You are not to worry about that. You make your own way first clear. And you be a source of this jnana, prajna, the wisdom. Be enlightened yourself. And then this knowledge comes, ultimate knowledge, which is beyond all rajas, tamas, and all this dirt of ignorance, and all pervasive knowledge of light and wisdom dawns in the heart. Then what happens? Tataha kritartham, they becomes kritartha. I am fulfilled. And I am fulfilled Purinamo Kramo Samapti. That all in end result of this, whatever is the Purinamo, Krama, this world and its achievements, it is an ends. All the gunas and its actions and the results of the gunas. Three gunas of the rajas, tamas, the whole world is created. No? So anything of this world becomes meaningless, and as a result, kritartha to the person who have attained to that state, dharma mega samadhi. A beautiful example is samadhi meg. Meg means cloud. Dharma mega. You have done all this lifelong spiritual practice, accumulated so much of quality as it were, the cloud of dharma. And ultimate dharma is realization of God. All dharma leads to God realization. Then dharma makes samadhi arise, and is the drain. You get drenched into that dharma mega samadhi. Beautiful poetic idea. That means you become totally satisfied. And because in this, all this karma brought us some enjoyment, bhoga, and also it bring us good blows, knocks and blows. So two things, two opposite of the things are all accumulated in the life. And as a result, when this dharma, the righteousness has been practiced and practiced in the spirit life, and then reaching out to that, making me concentrated in the truth, my attraction for other things is annihilated, not by force. That's why I say, it is not by force. Spirituality is not something to impose upon anyone. It is a spontaneous, vairagya, renunciation. We always feel, oh, renunciation. Renunciation is a joyful thing. Renunciation is not a forceful thing. If it is forced, it is a prison. And there is no joy in that. But renunciation, how renunciation will be possible? Only love will conquer this. Attraction for something else should be there to get out of something else. You have to feed the mind with something higher. And ultimately mind will die. But first to take advantage of this condition of the mind observing the mind. One mind tries to see this, that. Another part of the mind says, okay, go. Now it says, okay, I've seen, I went there, what did I get? What is the end result? And going, that experience comes gradually, that now dharma mega samadhi means you have finished your bhoga and you are also apavarga. You have understood that it is or not worth engaging my energy. I have my values of my time and energy, and I can get greater things. That's why called vairagya means getting something higher, then you release something lower. Otherwise, spiritual life is painful. But it is ever joyful because it is only gaining our own kingdom, our own wisdom, which we have lost by mistake into the play of this avidya. Avidya, smita, raga, vinivesha, pancha klesha. We have read in the Patanjali's yoga before. Avidya, asmita, raga, desa, avinivesha. This ignorance started avidya. Asmita then came I. Raga, oh, I like it. I have to have it. Raga. This, I don't like it. I cannot tolerate this. I hate it. Raga, this. Avinivesha. And then clinging. Once I got little joy, I want to have it second time. And again third time. And again fourth time. And a clingingness comes with your rather this obedience. So this is the condition of ours. But we have created this. But the process of mindfulness and concentration and leading our focus into higher and higher and higher things, our object is the highest object. And we are viewing it from a distance. That's we say we are higher and higher. Higher and higher. Truth is not higher and higher. Truth is all the same. But my being away from that truth because of ignorance and ego sense and my attachment and aversion and all this clinginess, I am suffering myself. So this will say that it is the kritartha. One becomes fulfilled, and as a result of that fulfillment, the parinama trials samapti, all the parinama, which is bhoga, apavarga, this is the lifestyle goes on, it becomes fulfilled. I saw all this, and that total fulfillment is knowing the truth and reaching the goal. Then what happened? Then these gunas, these qualities, sattva, rajas and tamas, we live in that. Brahmajnani people or knowers of truth, they live in the world. Kaivalya, who have attained Kaivalya, they live in the world. But these gunas can never ever do anything, or neither they can attract, neither they can fail anyone. They live in this life being detached. That is the condition of what is called the Sthita Prajna. That's called the Bhakta, Brahmajnani, whatever name we give, Buddha state, the three gunas will be in the gunas, but gunas fail to create any impression or reaction or actions. So ultimately, this is the end result. That's why even beforehand, Patanjali said, Purushakhati, when Purushakhati, that Param Purushakhati, that Param, that supreme state, is when Purushakhati, when you know you are a Purusha. Purusha here means we are talking about this because it is based on Sankhya philosophy. Little difference in Vedanta is there, but I don't go to that minor philosophical difference. But Purushakhati, knowing that Purusha means the consciousness in me. This is Jara, this is matter. This is a Purusha without consciousness. The Jara is appearing as consciousness to me now because of avidya. The potato and rice and dal are burning my finger. But potato is not hot by itself. It borrows the heat of the Purusha, the oven, the heat. So consciousness being behind this jara, these eyes, this matter, the hand, feet, mouth, this brain, these are all now bubbling. Ramakrishna said, the rice and potato is jumping. They think that they are jumping by their own force. Take out the fire, or jumping will stop. So when that Purusha Khati, when one learns that is the consciousness, and that is the idea, that's because of that, this jara is all functioning. We are getting attracted to that. So all miracle, or not miracle, but he can say, or maya. It is happening, but it is jara appearing as conscious. And when you know that this is Purusha Khati, Khati means knowledge, wisdom. when one has the wisdom of the Purusha, the consciousness of that Param, it comes only Guna Vitrishna. You feel Vitrishna. Vitrishna is a Sanskrit word, Bengali word, Hindi word. Vitrishna means thirst. Vitrishna means opposite of thirst. You feel disgusted. If you see, you don't. No, what the question of accepting it, you reject it outright. So that type of senses. So it is again attraction for one thing, rejection for another. Ramakrishna gave the example: you go one step towards God, you are off from the world. One step. You go two steps behind. So renunciation is becoming spontaneous. Guna vitrishna, spontaneously coming, knowing that it cannot give me that goal because it is made conscious because of the consciousness behind. The touch of joy which is behind as heat. I'm comparing heat as entering into all the items. No? Ananda, that's the Ananda. Heat is very difficult to touch. Unless the bulb, we can see three aspects of Satchidananda. No? Everyone knows there is the bulb. It is the short aspect. Everyone can understand. Cheat aspect, yeah, you look at them, otherwise you look here, there is light. But you look at, oh, this light, okay. That is also can be done as consciousness. But to feel the Ananda, you cannot do it sitting over here. You have to go very close and you can feel little heat. And you touch the bulb, then you say, oh my God, it's bulb, it's hot. So to go to feel Ananda, it is only meditation and absorptions. Then you can feel it. Sat aspect, you can understand what Upanishad said. Sat, anyone can understand. Asti iti eva upalabdhabha tattva bhavena chohayo. Asti iti eva upalabdhasya tattva bhava prasidati. Start with Asti bhava. That is the divine. Here is the divine. Not the matter, not this material thing. That's the Vedanta is Maya, Maya, Maya. And this is a guna, guna, guna. What is the difference? And when you reach that point, this guna will lose its strength to attract, to reject, or to create any impact in mind. So this is the end result is peace, end result is joy, end result is ananda. Then you can say, Anandat yevo imani bhutani jayante. Upanishad says you'll be singing like that. Anandat yevo imani bhutani jayante. Anandena jatani jivanti. Anandam prayanti yogisham vishanti. Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. Where is Nirananda? Where is our crying and weeps and all? All will be just the memory of the past. That is the end result of our meditation. Thank you.
So we will take a question or two.
Yeah.
Still time?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? We're all absorbed in brothers. Any questions on topic or off topic? Yes, sure.
Talk a little bit and absorption and surrender, God that you're meditating.
Surrendering or absorption and meditation. How we can think of the three terminology. I think three terminology talks about the same thing. When we get absorbed, what happens? We said that. We lose ourselves. You get absorbed in reading a book. If someone calls you, you cannot respond. Absorption means your outer consciousness, sensory consciousness with outside is hearing and or seeing or other thing will be forgotten or it is disconnected. because mind is engaged in one subject. That's called mind gets absorbed into one idea, one thought, And when you get absorbed, naturally disconnection with other things. The same thing happens when you call absorption, another term, meditation, if you say the meditation. That's also the absorption, get full of other things. Some may be meditating on one object, another may be on another object. But when the term absorption word comes, it is total losing yourself. And then what is the other term? Surrender. What happens in surrender? Sitting. I surrender to God. When you surrender, what happens? Actually, real surrender is a child's surrender. Look at that. Anything happens, mom. That is no other result. You give toys, you give other things to carry or do anything, mommy. That's all. That's called surrender. That means the identity, the ego is merged with the mommy. So if we really surrender to God, then my ego should not be working there. A real surrender. Real surrender, that's where we go to. Always we cite the example that Girish Ghosh, the real surrender. His son died, but he could not cry. Because he thought, how can I cry? I have given everything to Ramakrishna. I have surrendered myself. Ramakrishna said, give your power of authority to me. Surrender my thing, like this close example. You are in the courthouse. You have given your power of attorney to a lawyer. And lawyer didn't do his job. And he's arguing in front of the judge. And you see, you are hearing that he's going on your wrong path. But if you say anything, they will not listen to you. You see, lawyer, what he says. Lawyer saying will be your saying. You genuinely knowing, you say, no, this is not. Judge will not hear, court will not hear. So this is called surrender. So if we can surrender ourselves, the same thing will happen. I will have to do this. If I goes, then what remains? You remain. That's also surrender. I think absorption in one language, bhakti language, surrender. And what is the other terminology? What is the other? Meditation. Meditation we have talked so much. The total unity, other identity. So they are all the same, depending on which perspective we are talking.
One question in chat. Krupa is consciousness is behind the gunas to get them manifest. So how we say all is one, given after death gunas continue. Gunas seem to carry their own energy, right?
Gunas continuing. No? That's why it is clear there. Gunas continue to ignorant people like us. But gunas cannot play anymore to the person. Okay, kritartham api nashtam. But in the one of truth, this world does not exist. The gunas does not exist. Exist as consciousness. But for us, it remains. To the Krita, who have not attained that, or who have not been able to get that absorption in samadhi, these gunas will continue to function. After having that experience, when they come down even into the body, again in the gunas. And that gunas, then guna, you are taking help from the gunas, so guna will function. But its intensity, its wrong understanding that will vanish. Ramakrishna also said, Ramakrishna also ate. Ramakrishna also has a conversation. He fell down, his arm broke. and just telling, oh, we need to cure my, and it's so my is bothering, because you're in the gunas. But it does not have the impact as we have. Turiyananda Swami, when he said, it was bothering so much, he said, no, sir, you don't have any pain. Then Ramakrishna smiled and said, you rascal, what is it? So this is the example of what we are putting the question. Because they have gunas, apparently, like us. They talk, interact, and this. But we are involved in it, we think that it is true. And it impacts us. We get happiness, misery, sorrows, and suffering, and all this. But this kritartham, those who have been perfected, who have attained the end result of samadhi, touch that stone of what you call the philosopher's stone. And you feel, or go back to your home, Sarajya Siddhi. There is a book in Vedanta, very famous book, it's called Sarajya Siddhi. Your own kingdom, you have become perfected in your own kingdom, going back. So when you reach that point, in samadhi, there is nothing. Guna has no play. We go to sleep every day. We have our routine in the gunas. Tamasa guna, they are working. Rajasa still remain in our dream. There's so much creation of the mind. Now it is more. All these gunas are working more tangibly. But a person of realization will look at all these things. Oh, Sri Ramakrishna said. You go to Ramakrishna to get this, all these serious questions, this solved in such a language. He said, Latu is sitting like this, with the hand in the throat. I see Rama is sitting. So then these three gunas have no play. So that will be their difference between us. Again, these three gunas play will go on eternally because that is the Maya. That's the Maya is called, that's the definition. Vedantic way, Maya has no beginning, but has an end. In Sankhya, all these gunas are beginningless and endless. There is a distinction between this Sankhya and Vedanta here. Kritarthamapi nashtam. Those who are all perfected, for them it will disappear. But these gunas continue. As Purusha is beginning and endless, and gunas are also in beginningless and endless. That's it. Little imperfection is there in the which Vedanta step over, and that's why another higher stage is Vedanta. So that is the point. Gunas will play its role. It will not stop. But it is beautiful. Could you bring that book, what is called Swami Vivekananda's Rajya book? You will be surprised how gunas can play its great role. It's a very beautiful conclusion Swami Vivekananda has done. On the last verse of the Rajya is commenting, no? Last verse. Purusha Susunnanam Gunanam Pratiprasava Kaivallam Sasarva Pratishtha. He establishes his own self. And in this explanation he says, we said that you go back to your home, we are talking about that. What is the play of gunas? Don't think gunas are our enemy. Gunas is our mother. Swami Vivekananda says. That's called the nature. Nature, Prakriti. Now nature's task is done to the person who has been perfected. This unselfish task. This is unselfish task. Who is doing? The three gunas, that is our mother. Nature's task is done. This unselfish task, which our sweet nurse, nature, had imposed upon herself. She gently took the self-forgetting soul by the hand, as it were, and showed him all the experiences in the universe. There is no bad intention in mother to go to test what is to be eaten, what is to be seen, what is to be touched, taste, do all these experiences, finish all these experiences, one by one by one. So she gently took the self-forgetting soul by the hand, as it were, and showed him all the experiences in the universe, all manifestations, bringing him higher and higher to various bodies, till his lost glory came back, and he remembered his own nature. Then the kind mother went back, the same way she came for others who also have lost their way in the trackless desert of life. And thus is she working without beginning and without end. And thus to pleasure and pain, to good and evil, the infinite river of souls is flowing into the ocean of perfection, self-realization. Glory unto those who have realized their own nature. May their blessings be us all. Okay?